welcome to Crafting with Jane. We're still looking at indigo blue stuff. The magazine is let me just show you the front of the cover of this. So it is the Indigo Blue Mixed Media Special 7. It's a boxed kit magazine and it contains 18 stamps, a 2-piece die set, 4 stencils, a 4-in-1 stencil, 98 limited edition stickers and 78 papers, plus the magazine. So I think it's brilliant. I know some of you have already bought it, which is good. I believe they ship internationally, so, you know, have a look. I'm not completely certain because, as I say, it's the first time I've done it. Anyway, the stamps. Absolutely love these stamps. They are just so beautiful. And I thought we'd use this little octagonal. Haven't got anything that's octagonal, so I thought we'd do a card with this little octagonal one. So I've put it onto a block. I'm going to use Memento because do I want to colour it in watercolours or no? Actually, I'm going to be colouring it in watercolours, so I'm going to use my VersaFine. So I'm just going to ink this up. It's got a nice sort of solid edge. And I'm going to put one, make sure I've got that piece in the centre. I'm going to put one in sort of the centre about there. And then I want to take, because I want to take these edges from here. So I want to take this one so that it comes, excuse my head if it comes in, I want to have it fairly close, but I'm not overhead, so it'll probably be a little bit out. Oh, that's pretty good. And because they're a bit like sort of honeycombs, aren't they? So I'm going to stamp that one up. That can then come in on the centre like this. Let's put that one in there. And can I get another? I want to try and bring it out so that it's covered with these flowers, just taking it from the centre. Okay, so this one is going to come in from here. It's going to go over the centre of those flowers, but I don't think it matters. So that's going to come out like that. This one is then going to come in that way. So let's take that one out to there. So as I say, you are covering some of the flower up, but it doesn't matter because it's that hexagonal shape that we want. So I'm just trying to make it as easy as I can. And I'm just sort of turning it around as I go, so there's no particular sort of rhyme and reason of where it's going. That one can go there, so I can have that flower showing. We want a little one in on here. So I'm just working my way round so that these are all coming into sort of little hexagonal pieces. And as I say, they're not completely perfect, but you know, that's all about handmade cards, isn't it? So that's going to come in. Where did that one go? That went to there, that went to there. That's that side of there, isn't it? I think I'm going to have it coming in like that. I don't think that one's quite right, one of the ones in there, but I don't think it'll matter that much. We can put some of our words or whatever on top of that bit. That'll come in nicely. So let's put that there. So we've got the flowers sort of coming around at different angles. Now I could have kept them the same, but I tend to not like things that are too uniform. And then we'll have, there's going to be a little space on that one, but that's fine because not all of them are absolutely perfect. Let's take this one in there like that. That one's going to come in there like that, which is perfect. That can then come in there. We're getting there. So that can come in so that it comes out like that. I need to just try and take a little one. I don't think I can get, know whether it'll come out of there or not. Let's try just putting one in there like that. Okay, so that's given us hexagons all the way across, apart from a little hiccupy bit there. Not quite sure why that didn't work. So I'm just going to clean this off with my cotton cloth and clean my mat up. I have one decent mat and one that I use for all of these sorts of bits. So this one has got marks and stains on because sometimes they don't come out as well. Okay, so now I want to do a bit of sort of texture and stuff in on here with, as well as the flowers. I think I'm going to colour the flowers first, and I want the flowers to be quite bright. Now these are just watercolour pens, and I don't even think they make them anymore. They're by Spectrum Noir, and I want the bright, I think that bright pink probably, maybe that. And I'm going to pop some yellow in the centre of them to start off with. So let me just pop some yellow in the centre of these. And I'm doing it quickly because it doesn't have to be precisely coloured. It's literally just adding a bit of colour in on it like that. Be quite nice sort of daisy things, wouldn't they? And then I've got this one, which is, let's just do all the flowers in on here. And as I say, I'm not overthinking it. I'm just literally just adding some colour in on here, because it doesn't have to be overly precise, because we're going to add some stenciling and things in as well to just add some colour and tones and things in. So do you remember me turning around and saying about doing washes, where you literally just sort of colour over it and you're not spending too much time thinking about it? Well, this is what we're doing here. So it doesn't matter if it goes off the edge just a little bit, because it's just a bit of a wash. So just taking it round on here like that. Okay, so those are our flowers done. And I used, if you happen to have those ones, it was Blossom. And now I need to have a leaf. So let's have this one, which is Bud Green. Nice colour. As I say, I'm 100% sure that these are now retired, but or they don't make them anymore, shall we say. But they were any sort of watercolour. You could do it with pencils, you could do it with inks, whatever you have to hand. You could do it with alcohol markers if you do it with an alcohol-based, a water-based ink. So I'm just colouring these leaves in, and you can see I'm not spending time doing it. I'm literally just colouring them in, because we're going to be doing some other textures and things. I just wanted this to come up first, because then you can see where these are when I'm doing some stenciling. If I leave them, then I can't see necessarily, because this is quite bright colouring. I can see exactly where they are. Okay, so that's given us our nice pretty background on there. So I'm now going to, I think I'm going to use the stencils on here, because I don't think I want to add any more floral images or anything on there. I think that's going to be all of the colouring on there. But I do want to, where did I put my box? Here we go. I do want to use some stencils. So let me get the stencil out of here. So it's all going to be a one-layered card, but I want to use the stencil. I really like these stencils because you can just go inside a little area that you want. I love these circles. They are my absolute favourite because I love this little tiny piece in there. So I'm going to do, I have to keep turning it over. I keep meaning to remove that. And I love these little ink glossy bits as well. So I'm going to do these inside of there. And what colours shall I do it in? I think I'm going to do it in green, I think I'm going to do it in a green that will sort of match in with what we're doing. So, what green have I got? I could maybe do a couple of greens, couldn't I? Or I could do a darker green. I've got, what have I got? I've got this green because I've got some background on it. It's called Soft Succulent. It's a Stampin' Up one, but you can use any colour you want. It's what I've got. I've got a piece to do as a mat, so I thought that that would tie it in. I'm just opening my sponge daubers, and we'll take out one that'll be that green, and I want to take this little part here, or these little parts, because I just like that little part there, and because I can see exactly where I'm doing it, I can actually take it and do it inside the hexagon. So that comes out inside the hexagon, and I think I'm going to do them in different colours as well. So if I do that one, I need to do this one in that colour, and maybe I'll do them all in different. So that's 1, 2, and we'll have one down here in the green. I'm not re-inking at all because I don't want it to be too bright. You can see that was quite bright, but this is coming in quite nicely. Oh, look at that, I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to do some in a different green. Let's choose a bright green. So I'm going to do it in that green, and then I'm talking off screen because I'm just grabbing some inks that I like. Yellow, and we might have blue. I kind of like, I like those sorts of colours. I don't know whether I'm going to use the blue. I've just got it out on the side just in case. I want to use a bright green. So if I'm using a bright green, let me just change my sponge dauber to a bright green. And so the bright green is going to come in on, let's take it on here, and I can take it into, so we're not using all the same. That's quite a nice little one. So let's see how much green I've got on here. Still got quite a bit of green on, so that will work there. And then we'll have it down on here. So we can have that a different colour, and maybe this in on here. This is where these stencils are just brilliant because you can do them just in one little area, which I think just works beautifully. Let's take one down in, and as I say, you can use different sizes. And just bring it in. We're just filling in the white space. So that's that green. I want some yellow, and I'm going to keep the pale green and the yellow out to just see which colour I'm going to do. I think there might be enough ink on this one. So let's have a little look and see. It's in there, and it might come out a little green because I'm not cleaning my stencil in between, but I don't think that matters that much actually. take a little bit down on there. But these circles are just sort of nice little patterning on there. I really like them. They just give. They're totally different from anything else that I've used. You know, I've used brickwork and, you know, stuff like that. Whereas this is very different, and it does make a difference. You know, they are quite. Oh, I nearly put that in the wrong one. I'm hoping there's going to be enough left on here that I don't need to re-ink, and I think that's fine. I'm going to take it out this way. There we go. So each one has got a different sort of colour tone on it. That can come in on yellows, can't it? Put that in on there. And do we want yellow on there, or do we want that pale green? Or we could have the darker green, couldn't we? I don't want to have too much of the same. I'm going to go back and do that other green. I think if I put it back, I have. I'll just get the other green. So I can put that one in. And it's just a matter of literally choosing some colours that you think will work and just give a different look, which is part of the fun of doing this. You know, you're picking up different colours and different looks, and it does make quite a difference. So I'm going to take these two in on here. So let's take that one up that angle. So that's that one, and we've got one more square, haven't we, down on there, and it's going to come in like that. There we go. Okay, so all of those have been up. That's really nice. I love that. That's worked really well. So I've got a background of the same colour, and I could have done it in black if I'd wanted to, but sometimes I like to do it in a bit of a colour. So I think that will work nicely because it picks up that colour. You could do any one of these colours and pick in a back sheet that's going to be okay like that. Love these little speckles and splatters and things on there. That works nicely. We need to get some wording, don't we? So, and I could add some more texture on top if I wanted to tie it all in a bit. And I might do the words actually. Shall we see what the words look like? Just to sort of tie it in over the top. Let's take these ones off. And I'm going to put that in on here. Now this is where I can't see which way up it is. I have to stamp it on a piece of card first, don't I? Because I can never work out what I'm doing. So colour-wise on this, what colour I'm going to do? I think I might do pink to pick up the pink of the flowers. So then it's not going to contrast in if it goes over the flowers. So let me try this one. Oops, hold on, I'm trying to bring it off. I'm going to try this one because I think that's probably a good match, or a match enough for what I want. So I just need to, I'm just going to ink just the top bit up to just see that I've got the words the right way around. I'm always putting the words back to front, upside down, inside out. Just turn it over and do it on there, can't I? Okay, so that was upside down, so it needs to be that way. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to ink this up. And then I'm going to put this literally. Oh, yes, that's nice. Like that, and then we'll have just a little bit down on the bottom. like that. Lovely. That's just taken that beautifully now. So I can clean that one off, like those little words. And then let's take this. Okay, so that's my background in on there. I want some words. I like this. There is so much hope in a little flower. I think that that's just so nice. Or you don't have to be perfect to be amazing. I haven't used that one yet, so I'm going to use that one. So that's that. So that's going to be my words. And then I just want to, because that's the way I'm going to work, I just want to add some of these little flowers. So I'm just taking a couple of scraps that I've got, so little strippy scraps like that will work, I think. And I've got a bit like that, that'll work. And I've got a bit like that, that'll work. Now I was putting it with the black and then just colouring it in, which is fine. So all I want to do is I just want to take the flower, so I don't have to be over picky on this. So I'm just taking the flower. Oops, need to probably make sure that I get all the petals of it, and then I'm just going to put it like that. So just take that like that. So what have we got? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll do. Okay, so I've done that. Just clean this up a bit. Always try and clean up as I go, then things don't get grubby and dirty. Put that on there. So I just need to very quickly, with my colours again, so yellow, centre, and as I say, I'm not spending a huge amount of time on this. Now, which pink was it? I think it was Blossom, wasn't it? So let's just put Blossom in round here. And I'm literally, you can see I'm not concentrating on the colour at all. I'm literally just colouring it round. It's only in nice watercolour pens, so I just wanted something that was a little bit bright. I'm going over where the leaves are because that doesn't matter. And then I'm just taking, while I'm at it, I'm going to do the sentiment because I can put that up in on here. So let's do that because that needs to dry off a bit before I hack into it. So let's just put this in here. Doesn't matter which way up I do it. And I'm just going to take another one in there while I've got a bit of space on there, because it's that, you know, my motto, waste not, want not. It's very true. If you just take little bits and pieces in, you can then just turn around and put them. Okay, so now I just need to take my little scissors, which I'm not sure whether I've got them down on here because I was doing some stuff, or I might know I've got them up in here. And use whatever your favourite scissors are. I've you know, seen people who their favourite scissors are a pair of nail scissors, little curved scissors. These are a little pair of sewing scissors that actually belong to my mum. They're Wilkinson swords, which are always used to be a good make, and they're just lovely for just cutting out. And again, I'm not being overly fussy with this. I'm literally just cutting it out, and we'll put we'll put one sort of in on just on the top there like that. So all I'm doing is I'm just trying to cut it out and then just pop it in on top. I'm not doing the leaves because I don't think I need to do the leaves. If I do any leaves, I might actually stencil some leaves and cut some of those out, because that might work. And that's why I don't want them all covered in the flowers, but I think that it just makes them stand. They don't get lost as much, and it just gives another little bit of texture coming in. But as I say, I'm not fussing with it too much at all, because the idea of this is that it's quite nice and rustic looking rather than being all uniform. And even in the colouring, there's bits that's coloured in more than others, and some bits that I've missed completely, but again, it doesn't matter. All I'm doing is, as I say, just cutting some flowers out to go in just over the top. And I'm cutting 6 out. I might not even use the 6, but I just thought it would be nice to do them like that. So you can see I'm really roughly cutting these out. And we'll have this one as the last one, and then I've just got to do my words. So what did I have? You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. I do like some of these things. I like sayings sometimes that are what do they call them? Inspirational, uplifting, positive. Okay, so I just need to cut that out like that, and then we can have, you don't have to be perfect to be amazing. Okay, so let's have a little go with these and see what we're going to do. I'm just going to put these in, I think, just with glue. So I just want them to come just a little bit over the top. So we'll have this one coming in like that. So that's one. That's 2. I might actually, I've just thought of something else. I think I might do some stenciling of the leaves rather than cut them out. And I'm going to use some of my homemade DIY embossing paste. Really impressed with that. It's going great guns. I made it a week ago now. I might have to cut that little edge off because that's just a little bit too high, isn't it? That one can go in on there. And it's quite nice as well because the wording that we've stamped is not coming over the top of there, and I think that's quite nice to do as well. So let's put that in like that. Now I'm going to have to do, if I'm going to do the you don't have to be perfect, so I'm just going to sort of put that, you don't have to be perfect to be amazing. Right, that's just going to sort of be dotted about on there. I can take that out of the way, and I've got my little bit of embossing paste, which is a nice sort of orangey colour, which I think will tone in quite well. Let me just have a little look and see. That's the colour, and I think that will work quite nicely. So this is my homemade DIY embossing paste. If you want to know how I make it, look back in a few videos, subscribe to my channel, and you'll be able to see all of the videos anyway, and then you'll be able to see it. But it's that colour, and I think it's going to work really well with, says me, I'm just going to get a knife. Just getting a knife out of the drawer. I don't use special knives and things like that, and as I say, since I found how to make this embossing paste, I mean, I'm just going to make my own embossing paste. Doesn't seem any point in buying them, because you can make them so easily, and they last, you know, they last a long time. Okay, so this is going to be the leaf, and I just want to do the leaves coming down from, I'm not going to do a whole bit of leaf, I'm just going to do a bit of leaf, I think. So maybe one like that. Let's take this out and see. Okay, so that's the embossing paste. You can see it's absolutely lovely. Just need to take a little bit up. And we're going to put that, where did I have it? That's my flower down on there. So it's going to come in like that. So I just need to, I don't need very much. Let's just put that in over here. You can see it's really nice consistency. Oops. To take some of it off because I don't want too much on there. And that gives me that piece on there, which is quite nice. And then I'm just going to sort of tuck them up as we go. Should we have that one? I've got to be careful I don't put that in on there. So let's take that one from that flower and we'll do it across, like, actually if I take it from there and I just make sure that I was a little bit overzealous, I only need to come to there, so I don't want it going all the way back in there. Let's take that one. Like that. Whip that one up. Whoops. There we go. And let me take another. Got this one here. That's quite nice. That's got a bit of. Can I get it down on there? Oof. I can get that one that way, can't I? Just want to make sure, you've got to be careful when the embossing paste is wet that you don't just end up putting it onto everything. So let's do that one. That's nice. So I've got 3. Do I need to balance it out anymore? That's a bit fat, that one, isn't it? Did I get it through? Oh, that's because it was a big fat leaf, that's why. I might just take a couple of little ones in on this side, as long as I can do it so that it's not going to go in on top of the others. Got to be a bit careful with this because I don't want it to, you need to wait for it to dry to be able to do the other bits of it, and I think maybe 3 is enough. I think maybe 3 is enough. So all I need to do is I'll just scrape these little bits off so we don't waste anything. Shove that in the sink because you need to put that in the sink fairly quickly. Hold that there so it doesn't go everywhere. And then I can just scrape that and put that back into the pot. But as I say, I've had this, I made this a week ago. I don't even know where it comes in. I do my videos a couple of weeks ahead, so I don't know where it actually comes in here. It might actually come before I've even made it, but it's homemade embossing paste. It's really easy. So if you haven't seen the video and I haven't already posted it, it'll be in the next couple of weeks' videos. Just like and subscribe and you'll get to hit the notifications. You'll get to see it anyway. I'm just putting this in the sink. Because by putting it in the sink, then it stops it from drying. So that's the only thing that it does dry quite well. So now I just need to put my little words in on here, and I'm just going to literally just glue them down. I'm not even going to, I might do my normal drawing round them, we'll see. And I've got to be a little bit careful to make sure that I don't stick it on to where the embossing paste is. You don't have, so that can go there. You don't have to be perfect. Oops. To be perfect. To be amazing. Like that, that's fine. And then I just need to put it onto, where did I put my card base? I did have a card base for this, didn't I? Because I said, oh, I'm going to use it the same. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to take this off of here in a minute so that you can see it properly. But this is going to go on, and I've just got to be careful because it's starting to dry, but it won't be completely dry. So that's going to go on there, which is fine. The only thing I need to do is, while I've got that out, is to just go around the edges with a pen, and I'm going to do it in black, and I use my Pebeo because it is a very black, which I really like. So I just need to make sure that I do, whenever I do it, I've got to make sure that that's wet, so I haven't got my hand in that bit. But I'm trying to just go around the edge like that. And I do each one in the same way, because then I know that I'm getting it as straight as I can. I can't do the bottom one as well and get it straight. It tends to go wiggly. So I always turn it round. Got to be careful on this bit that I don't rest, but I can still do it along there. Do it along, oh, I have to be very careful with this. Do it along that one. And do it along that one. And then we'll just do the little edges here. So one edge. Like that. Turn it round and do the other side. And as I say, by doing it that way, I find that I get it as straight as I can. Whereas if I'm trying to do it that way, I quite often go wobbly up and down, so it doesn't work as well. Sometimes it does. There's me just straightening up that line at the bottom. So it depends how it goes, but that to me is fine. Then I can put that in onto, and it's a fairly, this is a good one to post because it hasn't got too many layers in there, but it's just got enough detail. And it's the thing of that I have to turn around and say to myself, okay, right, let's walk away now, because if you put too much on, you end up with too much detail and stuff in there, and it just looks a bit too busy. So I think that that works perfectly as a very simple little card. You've got lots of texture and things going on there, so it is a real sort of mixed media, and some layers and things, but I think it looks really pretty, and I love the way that the flowers actually worked as a real hexagon. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.